Everyone, this is Halley. This is the video where I explain some of the creative decisions I've made in some of my mashups. If you're looking to get into the mashup creation space, you'll definitely want to listen closely because I'll be sharing some of the challenges I faced and some of the lessons I learned along the way. This also serves as an additional perspective on Star Polemic and the RNG Music Man's guides to mashup creation, links in the description. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an expert at all. I'm not an audio engineer, nor have I received specific instruction, whether it be from courses or whatnot, about the fundamentals of visual music production. Everything that I've learned is from talking with other people, watching random YouTube videos and music theory and music production, and most importantly, first-hand experience. Experience is easily the most important thing when starting out, so don't expect to be the next triple Q immediately after watching this video. There will be 6 mashups I'll be covering specifically, which roughly follow the order in which they're created. The first one is Operation Deepness and I Knew You Were Trouble, Operation Base Point, and the Can You Feel My Heart, which and I'll also cover the remaster, which includes Legends Never Die. Next is Sugar in the Dark. After that is Auto Moods, Congratulations to White Iverson. Fifth is Snow Circulation, and the last one is Fading Sky Buenos version. This last mashup isn't on my channel. It's actually on a different channel called the RNG Music Addict. You may have heard of it, but it's basically as if we had Simple Gunner, but specifically for Arknight's rips. I've contributed other videos to the channel, but this one happens to be one of the more well-received ones, so I'll talk about it quickly. So first off, here's Operation Deepness, I Knew We Were in Trouble. I think I started brainstorming ideas in roughly August of 2022, and the reason why I had this idea was because I felt that it mashed up quite well because of the drum beats. Let me try to find the chorus. If you hear like the drum pattern is like, doom, 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 and then like, you get the idea. So conveniently, I Knew You Were in Trouble is in E flat minor, and Operation Deepness is in D minor. So I only had to pitch the vocals one step down, which is perfectly fine. Sounds perfectly good. So I took that as the go-ahead to start making the mashup. For some reason, I wanted the vocals to swap between the singers. This worked perfectly fine because the singers' parts were in the same octave. The vocal ranges are quite similar. I knew I wanted to start with Taylor's part because it was a mashup, but for verse 2, I felt like it'd be a little bit stale if I used Taylor's part again, so that's why I used the rap. In the roughly near the end, I layered the vocals. Comes creeping in, that you never loved me, or her, or anyone, or anything. Yeah, that part. It sounded good, so yeah, that's cool. The biggest takeaway from this is that mashup ideas should be sound ideas, unintended. This is the first mashup that I made that I decided to keep on my channel. There are others I made before this, but I unlisted them because I think they suck. Back then, I didn't really know so much about how to make mashups, even though I've been doing it for a while. So there's actually plenty of new mistakes. Here's a really big one. So I'm going to this tool. Oh no, it's in tracks. Mix, render that to new tracks. So this basically this is what the track would sound like if we were hearing it through our headphones. Mixing, rendering, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Uh-oh! You see all these disgusting red lines everywhere? Yeah, this is clipping. And Star's Guide talks about why this is a problem. This whole area, it should not be this red. That's all you need to know. But I guess on the bright side, it could be worse. It could be an unsound idea with a crap ton of clipping. Next we have Operation Base Point. This idea I felt like was pretty obvious. It was so obvious that in fact Speedy McShooty another mashup creator, came up with this idea independently, and he released his version literally less than a day after I released mine. I'll link it in the description if you guys want to check it out. Anyways, two fast songs that are in E minor and have a lot of screaming, so free real estate. First iteration actually has a pretty bad mixing. Not enough that I felt like I wanted to remaster it. So that's why I did that. I feel like remasters by themselves, like they don't really add enough spice to be this own video. So I threw in another sample. Legend Never Die works perfectly fine. Others that I considered are Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo and Eternal Flame. But Legends Never Die was also in E minor. The other two songs were not. So it just sounded the most natural. The remaster sounds okay. Wouldn't really say it's my favorite. So if you want to listen to what that idea sounded like, watch that instead, because like the original kind of sucks. The one takeaway is that if you want views, rush your content. We see this before in the Architect Addicts uploads of Wing Step and Shoes theme. But if you actually value your craft as a music maker or mashup maker or whatnot, don't rush it. Quality over quantity, 100% all the time. Yeah. So Sugar in the Dark. I've told the story a few times before. This idea came to me because I heard Sugar and Running in the Dark a few days within each other, and so this mashup pretty much made itself. In a community post, I said this one would be a special mashup, maybe because I spent like 1.5 hours instead of the usual 1 hour on it. I don't know, but I guess I was right about something, because like I reached out to Wheels for the permission to use the Cal dancing GIF because I thought, oh, this is gonna be special. Like this video is gonna be awesome. This mashup is gonna be awesome. So they gave me the green light, and I think it definitely helped, because there were a few comments that were like, bro, this Cal dancing GIF goes hard. Mashup 2. So I guess the main creative decision here was, I guess, to like leave in the mouse sounds from Vermin 5 because I felt like it made it more interesting. Similar to the Deepness mashup, I inserted the original vocals to give it like a break from the Vermin 5 vocals. Yeah. So the lesson to take away here is that visuals matter. This is something that I still don't really do very well. You know, visuals is one of the defining traits of that Architect Man's uploads. He uses touch design to generate visuals. There is plenty of tutorials on that, but I think like I feel like if you want to like come up with like an abstract visual that sort of like makes your video a little bit more captivating, go for it. Go for it. There's plenty of tutorials online. So next up, my Autumn Moods mashup. This is probably my favorite mashup simply because of the amount of time I put into it and the lessons I learned along the way. Around April last year, I wanted to make a mashup of Autumn Moods because Angelina's one of my favorite characters, and her birthday was coming up, May 14th, if you're not aware. However, I couldn't really come up with a good idea for it. The closest thing that I had was Flow by Colors, but I had to shift the vocals like slash instrumental by like 6 steps, which is like a lot. Like there's something called like the chipmunk effect, which happens when you pitch shift audio without like adjusting performance. If none of that made sense to you, you can just like load up a file like in Audacity or whatever thing that you can use to transform audio, and then just like pitch shift it up by like 5 steps or 6 steps, and then you'll hear it sounds like Alvin the Chipmunks. So that's where the name comes from. One day when I was visibly exasperated, I had the idea to match it up with PewDiePie's diss track of T-Series called Congratulations. Don't ask. My brain is weird. When I looked up the key and BPM in TubeAt, which is a database that stores key and BPM, wouldn't recommend trusting it blindly because it can be a little bit off on the key and BPM specifically, but they're usually like close. They're usually close. Just gives you a good estimate. So I also saw Post Malone's Congratulations, and then I remember, oh yeah, there's this mashup by RNG Mashups. He did September and Congratulations, and September was one of the other songs that I tried with Autumn Moods. I didn't really like it because I had to do a lot of like chopping up the vocals. It just got really annoying. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. So I decided to give Congratulations and Autumn Moods a shot. It actually worked really well with the chorus. It made it like this really got me excited. So I made a quick draft, sent it in my Discord server to get some feedback because I wanted it to be as good as possible. However, as pointed out by most people at 9P4, I made a few big mistakes. Originally, I included vocals from both Autumn Moods and Congratulations. However, the singer of Autumn Moods, like, her vocal range is very different from Post Malone's. So it was actually better to pick vocals that were closer to his range to not give like the listener like whiplash or whatever. There were also like a few clicks that were audible in the first draft. Maybe I can play the first draft here.
Bitch, I'm saucing, I do this often, don't do no talking, my options, right when I walk in, drop all them charges, I'm ballin', money.
So these clicks were artifacts from splitting the vocal and instrumental. Those had to go, and there I had to figure out what frequencies the clicks were to remove them. So this was really hard to stock Audacity because basically I had to do trial and error. I basically had to do trial and error for my bad. So the way this works is like I had to like draw some points and then stuff like that. They have presets, but none of them really help to like take out the clacks. So yeah. The thing is, in stock Audacity, if I want to EQ something, I have to like set the EQ and then like apply it. And yeah, this takes a while. And then I have to like listen to it and then like check like, oh, did this help? And most of the time it's like, nope, didn't really work out. So like this is different in like basically every other digital audio workstation. And like I couldn't just use a low pass filter like at like 2 kilohertz because like that would remove too much of the sound. So like this process of just like EQing out the clicks, unironically took like a few hours instead of what should have been like a few minutes in literally any other digital audio workstation. In this process, I really learned what it means to have growing pains. Like I was clearly like outgrowing Audacity, and I figured that like I really should be looking for alternatives. Fast forward to after I've uploaded the video, I noticed that it got a lot less traction than what I expected, especially because like Sugar the Dark, it got comparatively it had a lot more views. Like people were clicking on it more. I thought this mashup was better. Like I put so much more effort into it. But after thinking about it for a while, I realized that the reason why people weren't clicking on it was because maybe they didn't really care about the songs featured in it. So even though I spent so much time, so much hard work, it didn't get clicks because people didn't really care. In some ways this was heartbreaking, but in another way it was reassuring that clicks or views, likes, whatever, all these analytics. There's no, it doesn't give an indicator of how good the mashup or in the general case of a YouTube video is. So in summary, here are the 3 lessons. 1, asking for help is really good. You can probably show up at like Star Server or My Server, and you can ask for advice there. We'll be happy to help. I'll put the links to both servers in the description. Just don't be a robot. Both of our servers have like manual verification because Discord spam bots are really annoying. So yeah, as long as you just like follow the rules to get verified, like you're all good. Number 2, don't use Audacity. There are 2 great free digital audio workstations that I'm aware of. One of them is Reaper, which Star uses, and Ableton Live Light that I use. Since you've made it this far into the video, here's the URL that I used to get mine. It's on the screen. Basically, you can just enter your email and you'll get a license for free. And the 3rd lesson I learned is video count and mashup quality aren't correlated, so I wouldn't set expectations. Actively avoid doing it actually, because like I don't want to disappoint myself. So this is Snow Circulation. I actually had several ideas for a mashup, Snow Parade, but Renai Circulation was the first one that came to my mind. You can see that I finally switched over to Ableton, but this actually wasn't the first mashup I did there. Replay and Unto the Dust, that was first. Although, like, I'm still in my fumbling around stage. Because, like, in terms of creative decisions, I included the first 3 notes of like "Let's Get It On" because I thought it'd be really funny. Other than that, the way I made this was basically just I fit the parts like around the drops in the instrumental wherever it sounded good. I was a little concerned at the end because like there's like kind of like chorus spam at the end. Like the last like minute or so, it's just choruses of both songs, but nobody's complained about it, so I guess that's cool. The main takeaway here, other than just messing with your digital audio workstation, is creativity happens with statements that start with should. Instead of thinking like how should I do this, it's also good to think like how should the end product look like. At the same time, I wouldn't really try to force out these thoughts. Instead, if they come to me naturally, I won't ignore them. Yeah. So this is Fading Sky Winner's version. Ignore all the sample offlines. I deeply apologize. I think I forgot to move the files I was using into like the raw folder, and then I put them in my recycling bin for some reason, and they're now gone, but it's okay. Yeah, so the idea that I had for this mashup, it came about after I listened to Nakinko's Black and Yellow sketch and Fading Skies fairly close to each other. Both songs happen to be high tempo, and the hi-hats of Fading Skies seem to line up pretty well with the Black and Yellow part. Not only that, Fading Sky has a clear chorus and verse, so I could take advantage of that. So this gave me the green light to start trying stuff. Here's some more interesting things that you may not have seen or heard at first glance. So yeah, so you can tell over here, like I automated the track panning. This group controls 2 and 3, which are basically the instrumental, and like here, like this is now playing in the center. Now it's like set right and to the left, right, left, right, and this sort of matches with the like the pitch increases that take place. I'll play demo. Xing is verse 1 of Black and Yellow. It's actually split into 2 different sections, but if you don't pay close attention, it's actually pretty easy to miss. And lastly, a point of improvement actually is the vocals and drums clash a bit points because they're competing for the same quote-unquote space. I really should have set it something that cuts the mid frequencies a little bit more when the drum is playing. The main reason why I put this up on the attic and not on my main or cement eater is because the intro is actually barely any different from the intro to Fade Sky. So this fits the conventions of the attic, which usually nearly unmodified intro until like the joke is from. Other good examples are Juice Theme and Settle in the Ash. This mashup also gave me the opportunity to name it the way it is. The joke being that in Buenos Aires art, he wears a black suit and his hair is yellow. So I guess the main thing to learn is if you're scared to show off your own thing on your channel, you can always count on the attic. I hope you thought this video was worth your time. Whether it's because you learned something along the way, or you thought my storytelling was barely entertaining enough to not click on a YouTube short with 3 different people playing Subway Surfers at the same time or something. If this video inspired you to try making a mashup of your own, please let me know at some point. I'll be eager to take some time to listen to it, whether it's before or after you upload it to YouTube. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada. I won't waste your time reading out this corporate YouTube nonsense. Whether you do that or not, hope you have a nice day.